Hi, this is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today. I'm at PubCon in Las Vegas with Christine Churchill. Christine is an expert in the area of keyword research, and we've already talked about the early stage of brainstorming. The second stage of keyword research, what do you call that?
I call this the keyword expansion phase.
Okay.
This is where you've done the brainstorming, you've got a lot of root terms that you know are relevant for your company or for your product.
So you haven't left out the important ones, but now you're developing it.
This is a very important phrase because this is where, especially for a small to medium-sized business, they can find terms that haven't been totally saturated out there. And this is where they can find terms that they can actually live off of.
So how do you do this?
Well, you take those root terms, and I usually put them in buckets. They're classify them in kind of like subjects. So, and then I expand those keywords, and I usually use Excel and a couple other tools. But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to tie other words to those key root words. So they might be like comparison terms or geographical terms. You might expand them on intended use. So if it was a gift for Mother's Day or something, or a baby shower gift or something like that, you would expand that way. Same with like the geoterms. The geoterms are a great way.
Geoterms like for a local business.
This is very important for a local business because what you find is if you sell swimming pools or you build swimming pools, and you're in Dallas, Texas, you're not going to be going and putting in, you might type in swimming pools as your first query, but what you're going to find is you're going to find a bunch of non-relevant results. So you're going to refine your search and you're going to go in, you're going to type in Dallas swimming pools.
So you're taking some of these, the main keywords and adding modifiers to them to speak to various aspects of this market and how someone actually might search for it.
That's exactly correct. You are so smart, Ralph.
No, I just listen to people like you.
No, that is exactly what we're doing. And then we also we add action verbs to it, so like buy or compare.
Do people actually put those, buy this or get this? They actually do search that way, huh?
They actually do. And we actually tailor the pages that we put those on. If we were doing SEO, for instance, we'll actually, suppose we're tying it to the word review or comparison, because people part of the process is they want to compare this product with other products that are similar, and they want to know what the differences are. So we'll actually help them develop a page that actually delivers that information. So there might be a comparison or a review on that product.
Okay.
And so it really helps. I mean, it's amazing.
Okay. So are there tools that you use in this process?
For the expansion?
Yes.
Believe it or not, good old Excel in the concatenate command is a wonderful way to do it.
Concatenate. What does concatenate
that basically
mean?
ties words together.
Okay.
And it comes in Excel as part of the functions, and you can there's a little formula, and if you go to the help section in Excel, it'll actually give you the formula right there, and you can make different columns and tie them together, and it'll match the geoterm with the root term, and you can expand it that way very, very quickly.
Okay.
So you can go from a small list to a huge list.
A little tip here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I love that command.
Okay. Now, I know there are tools for keyword research that are online and ones that you can purchase.
Yeah.
At what stage do you use tools like that?
I use it at several different phases because I use different tools. But for doing the brainstorming, I do use a number of keyword tools. I found using multiple tools gives me a better answer. One thing, I'll give you a tip here, Ralph, and this might help a lot of people. They get wrapped around the numbers themselves, and what I find is the numbers aren't so much important is the rank order of the magnitude of the words.
So it's relative where they appear on the list rather than the absolute numbers.
Right.
I've noticed that various tools really have different numbers, way different numbers.
Right. It goes back to the data sources where the tools are pulling the data. For instance, Keyword Discovery, which is a very popular keyword tool by Trillion, they actually have multiple databases. Their default database actually pulls it from user data. It's actually from a user toolbar, so it's actually live, real data. It doesn't have what we call the skewing problem, the data that you get where if you pull it from an ISP, for instance, you get you have a problem where the numbers are inflated due to ranking.
You could use these tools, I suppose, to find words to pair your main words with.
Oh yeah, that's one of the main uses of it, is you look at these terms and they might give you, it's sort of like a brainstorm, you might see other terms in that list that are very appropriate that you hadn't even thought about.
And also that modify the words you already have thought about.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
So you're in this expansion phase. Any other aspects of this?
As far as
like, what if I can't spell?
Misspellings are another way to expand.
That sounds silly, but...
No. And actually, a lot of the tools have misspelling options where they'll actually give you a feedback list of common misspellings of the word.
The big corporations may be too corporate to include misspellings, but we can't afford not to.
Right. And the neat thing is, I wouldn't necessarily put them on the visible part of the text, but you can include them in the meta tags. You might include them if you're doing pay-per-click, you might include them in your keyword lists. I personally don't like to put them in my ads themselves. It's a perception and a little professionalism there.
Well, I found for my site, e-commerce with and without a hyphen are ranked differently on some search engines. So sometimes I've had to slip in both.
Really?
Even though I have my own preference. So being aware of misspellings and variant spellings is important, I think.
Misspellings, singulars, plurals. Some of the engines produce different results based, on whether the word is singular or plural. Do you get different results? Same thing. Same thing like you had with the hyphen there.
So this expansion phase. Any other things that we're doing during this period of our process?
Well, you're constantly checking the terms for relevancy, because you want to make sure that those terms really do fit. Because the worst thing you do is go out and target, Britney Spears or some totally weird term that has nothing to do with your site. It's not going to help you in the long term, because really you want to attract customers that are going to buy from you.
And search engines, if these are pay-per-click ads, they're going to toss those out immediately. They're not going to even let you do it.
Right. Your quality score will be so poor that you'll pay an arm and a leg for the bid price.
So the first stage that we talked about in a former interview was this brainstorming phase, and that what we talked about here is the expansion phase, adding modifiers, adding plurals and ing and misspellings, that sort of thing. So we compile this list. In the next interview, we're going to talk about the third phase, which is narrowing it down.
Right. The culling process that you go through to really refine your keyword terms.
Well, thank you for talking with us about it. Tell me a little bit about your company, Christine.
My company is called Key Relevance. We're based in Dallas, Texas. We are a full-service search engine marketing company. We do pay-per-click management. We do search engine optimization. We do link building for clients. We do high-level SEO consulting.
Do you take clients from outside of Dallas area?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, most of my clients are from outside Dallas.
I figured that. The nice thing about the internet is you can have clients all over the country, all over the world, if you can stand the time zone problems.
Yeah, it hasn't been a problem, and I have folks in various parts of the country. So even if they're not local to me, we were able to check with them on a regular basis and actually have face-to-face interviews and meetings.
That's great. Well, thanks for talking with us about this.
Ralph, it was
Appreciate
a pleasure.
it, Christine. This is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today.